Hey guys, this is Brian Zabirik, and I got my twin brother, Eric Zabirik, with me. You may know us as the Zab twins in the Amazon space. We are mentors as well as sellers, and we've been doing this for over 6 years now. And we got our good friend Mandeep here, a local to Vancouver. I'm gonna pass it over to you to do a quick little introduction.
Hi everyone, my name is Mandeep Kaur and I sell products on Amazon and I'm based here in beautiful British Columbia.
We are so excited, so let's dive right into it.
So we've heard the term cold start, and that's when we have all this excitement. You've gone through the process to launch your first product and you're not getting impressions or you're not getting the sales that you want, which is what I would define as a cold start. How would you handle a cold start when it comes to launching your first product?
Overcome the cold start problem. I think some of the biggest things and most impactful things that we see very early on is using Amazon ads specifically to increase the visibility of our product. Because when you launch on Amazon, naturally, you not having any data, you not having any sales, they're gonna put you at the very back of all of the listings that are on there. Our goal is to increase our visibility. So how do we get closer to the front? And a big part and a big strategy that we use as it pertains to running our Amazon ads is using exact match in a manual targeting campaign and going very aggressive. Again, I'm aggressive, right? In a sense that I'm willing to take the risk and spend the money so that I can increase the visibility on my product.
Get it in front of the right eyeballs at the right time.
Exactly. And it's not even just single keywords. It's the width. And this is why I love Amazon and I love the fact that it's a search engine. I look at every single keyword opportunity as different ways to make sales, to make money for my Amazon business so that it can flourish and eventually get to that long-term strategy of being a more profitable business. So with Amazon ads, it is quite literally the only way for us to get the data to figure out, number one, okay, run a search term report, which keywords am I getting collective data for that I can go and make better decisions on. Do I need to increase the bids? Do I need to change the actual group of the actual campaign? There's so many different things that you can do, but the goal here is to start with a small amount of set of keywords, expand into larger ones, and ultimately have, I like to look at it as like this big foundation on Amazon, right? All these keywords that I am relevant for, I wanna try to make money from it, selfishly.
When it comes to advertising and what I teach my students, it's like landing a plane. Right? So we know all the basics, we all know the foundations of it, but just like a pilot, you know, there's going to be things along the way that you have to adjust. It's not set it and forget it. I recommend students to optimize ads at 7, 30, 90, 1 year. You have to constantly evolve as the business changes, as keywords change, you have to evolve with it. So what I teach my students is actually to do keyword research at the product research stage. So they know what keywords are they going to target once they launch that product. I also feel a very underutilized technique is using longer tailed keywords. I know everybody goes for the big keyword and they want to spend all the money, but those little longer tailed keywords can also help prop up your business. So that is something that I teach and that I really love because I think that they also have a very good return on investment. If you're able to lay the foundation with those longer tail keywords, you're able to get in front of more customers, in front of their eyes to be able to buy the product. Now, I also do something probably a little controversial because we're going to tell the truth here. I only put one set of keywords per campaign because I really want to be focused on that set of keywords. I don't put 5 or 10 because I feel like then the budget isn't spread evenly. So if I target, say, 3 to 5 keywords, and this is what I teach my students, start off slow, right? Because you're the pilot. Start off slow on how you're going to land that plane, right? 3 to 5 keywords, all individual campaigns, and then assess at the 7 or 14-day mark and see what are the results you're getting. If one of them is doing really well, then that tells you that you may need to increase your budget there or increase your bid because you're getting better results. Maybe the additional second keyword's not doing too well. Well, maybe it's time to close that campaign or shut that campaign down and try a different keyword and slowly build that base. That's the way I approach advertising on Amazon.
But I think, well, first off, long tail keywords, we teach our students that as well. Long tail keywords are great because not only will it target that long tail keyword, but also some of those root keywords to help increase the visibility on that so that when you are ready, maybe when you have some of the reviews that will help your conversion rate, you will ultimately be able to do better in terms of performance on those campaigns. And I love your campaign structure. I think less is more, right? That's kind of the logic that you go after. And Same thing with us. We don't actually teach one single keyword per campaign, but one match type, small sets of keywords, anywhere between 3 to 5 per campaign. For the same thing, we don't want that budget to be spread too thin. However, one thing that we do in our pivot is, by the way, if you're listening to this, you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, the ability to pivot is everything in business, right? So it's figuring out what works. If I see that one keyword in one of my campaigns is getting all the spend, well, I'm taking those other 2, maybe other 3 keywords out and putting them into a new campaign so that they can actually get the spend that they need for us to get the data to make the decisions. On that topic, Mandeep, one of the questions that Brian and I always get from our students when launching new products is, hey, my product is not getting enough impressions, I'm not getting enough sales, and I'm scared that if I explore Amazon ads, it's going to directly correlate to me potentially having a dip in my profitability. What's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion when it comes to launching new products is look at advertising as a part of your long-term strategy. I think we get fixated with the short-term strategies, get rich quick. But when you're running a business and you're running advertising, you have to look at it from a long-term perspective on how is this going to eventually impact. So when you look at the numbers, whether you're looking at your ACOS or your tacos, as time goes on, if you're getting organic sales, you're heading towards the right direction. So sometimes it's ensuring things like optimizing your ads, or sometimes it's looking at your actual advertising strategy as a whole, as a part of your long-term strategy that you will eventually get results. But as long as you're inching towards the right direction, I feel like that's a very positive thing with Amazon ads. And then the other thing I would add is I've worked with quite a few brands over the past year, and we've actually sat down and etched out a strategy of that, okay, for the first 3 months, this could be your potential ACOS. And we have to be okay with that because, once again, it's a part of the long-term strategy. And once brands understand that advertising is a part of their long-term strategy, they're more comfortable with spending and understanding the numbers that, okay, this is what it's going to take for me to get in front of the right customers at the right time.
Now, going back to the point of Amazon being a search engine and getting those initial clicks, but also on top of that, getting those additional conversions, a few of the things that Amazon actually gives us is, number one, we can run promotions, we can put coupons. The way that I look at a search engine results page, okay, so let's say, again, we search up portable travel shelves or we search up garlic press, we have the title, we have the main image, we have the price point, we don't have any reviews, okay? So number one, utilizing Amazon's Vine program to get some initial kickstarted reviews, some honest, genuine reviews from approved buyers that are a part of that program, really help you get some kickstart so that you can have some initial reviews. And then on top of that, pairing that with a coupon, even as little as 5%, makes all of the difference. And again, gives you that competitive edge that takes you to hopefully get that click. You want that customer to hit the button and click on your listing. With coupons, one of the best things about coupons, again, 5% might not seem a lot, but you get that little green badge, right? And that green badge, we talked about click-through rate, CTR, is massive to be able to increase that, especially when your competitors are likely not doing it. I don't see a lot of people actually running a coupon these days. Sometimes they are, right? But if they're not, then that's a whole opportunity for you to really expand into for sure. So definitely a big competitive edge on that cold start.
I think it just draws your eyes to that listing and then it gives it a little nudge, right? We all want a deal, right? And so a customer may overlook the amount of reviews you have just because they're feeling like they're getting a good deal and they're willing to bet that this product is going to be a good product and it is going to solve what I'm looking for.
Yeah, talking about that nudge, how about actual Amazon deals, like lightning deals or Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, like all of these deals that Amazon actually gives us access to. I find that those are transparently, I will not purchase anything for a month leading up to some of these days.
Yeah.
But lightning deals are also something that as an Amazon seller, you get access to. What is your guys' perspective on utilizing deals? And number one, how do you use it as a long-term strategy? And then number two, how do you look at it and, kind of be like, is this something that I actually want to run in the first place?
I think it really depends on the product. For some products, it definitely makes a lot of sense to run those deals because consumers now know what to expect, right? Through social media, they've watched all of these YouTubers and bloggers talk about the top 30 deals that are going to be happening on Amazon. And if your product fits that category and it makes sense for your business, I would go aggressively on doing some sort of deal or promo leading up to one of these special sales events. But I think also with the additional traffic that comes towards these sales events, give it a try and see what happens. And then if you see that, oh, well, this increased my conversion rate, I saw additional sales, it may make sense for your business where you may not thought of it made sense before. So trying it out and seeing how it goes, because taking the data points and using it for your business, I think is key.
Totally. I think everything in business is all about testing, right? We've run many deals on many different products. Some products absolutely crush them, right? Some products don't do well. And my philosophy and how I think about deals is if my product can fit a big bucket, like it's very broad and a lot of people can buy it, absolutely, it's gonna do probably quite well. But in some cases, it may not make sense to run a deal, right? We talked about profitability. For us, we always look at how much profit do I have per unit? And if the deal is $150 or, on some of these sales events, they can go up to $500. Right? I need to figure out how much units I need to sell, because what they do is they obviously bring down the price that you have to sell on the deal, right? For the deal price. And I need to see if it's worth it. If I have to sell 100 units, is it worth the risk, right? So things that you certainly have to balance, but I've seen a lot of success with deals because not only do you have success while in the deal, but there's this lagging effect for 1 to 2 weeks after where you see that increased visibility. So it positively impacts your business. And again, something worth testing. When it comes to your listing, your main image is what really comes at the top. It's what, based off of a search term, let's say searched up garlic press as an example, or we launched, for example, a portable travel shelf recently. You search up the term, all you see on the search engine results page is going to be your main image, a little bit of your title, your price point, and your reviews. What is going to allow someone to want to click into my listing to begin with? And that right there is what's going to impact your CTR. Now, in my opinion, the fastest way to get your CTR and get more data that pertains to impacting this as a data point is by running Amazon ads. And just so you guys are aware, CTR means click-through rate. And honestly, it's exactly how it sounds. It's the rate of the amount of clicks that you get based off the impressions coming into your listing. Make sense? Okay, cool. So I want to keep diving through this funnel. Personally, I love to look at this as a funnel because we can have a data point associated to each thing. And I'm going to dive now into the listing. Let's say that we have someone search up portable travel shelves, a product that we launched last year. They come into the listing. What can we do now to really impact the next data point, which is your conversion? So obviously we have your carousel images. So the way that I look at these personally is the fact that we don't have consumers having that luxury of touching and feeling the product in a retail store. Therefore, we need to ask ourselves and sit down and really just be like, what kind of questions will my customer potentially need answers to, right, in order to feel confident in purchasing it in the first place?
Well, I'm just going to add, do you guys buy products on Amazon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So if you're watching this and thinking, okay, this is a lot for me to understand and comprehend, think of it when you go onto Amazon and you buy products. What are the questions you're asking yourself? What are the images you're looking at? Because you're probably not spending a lot of time searching. You're really there to buy. So if you look at it from a buyer perspective on what are the questions that need to be answered for the buyer, I feel like it could help with your conversion rate. And if you're watching now and going, well, what's a conversion rate? It really means from the people who actually click your listing, how many actually buy your product.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of things that impact conversion, and we won't get into too much of the details, but again, it's your carousel images. It's sales-driven copywriting that's actually SEO-driven. Amazon's is a search engine. We get access to this data through our Amazon ads platform. How can we implement that data and better have that implemented directly into our copy on our listing, right? And then we have our product description and our A+. Overall, guys, really good points made by Mandeep, really good points made by my twin brother Eric here. What do you guys think? As a part of this creator conversation, what are some of the actionable things that you guys saw value in? We would love to hear some of the notes in the actual comments. And as always, make sure you like, engage, be a part of the conversation. That is the goal with having this in the first place.